Hi, I'm Dennis Gowan with the University of Mary. I teach horn and trumpet, and I also direct the band program there. So I know you're getting ready to audition for North Dakota All-State, and I wanted to give you a few tips and hints and tricks here as you prepare the horn etude. Number one, I would say that I like the fact that this etude is not super fast. Some of the tempos that are chosen on occasion for etudes for All-State auditions are a little bit on the speedy side of tempo. But this one I think is actually pretty good, so I think that's going to help you quite a bit in your preparation. Another thing I would mention is that there are a lot of separated notes right from the very beginning. Do, 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 do. Okay, it jumps around quite a bit, and throughout the whole etude it kind of does too. I'm going to make a strong recommendation that you spend some time practicing long notes. For example, at the beginning, do, 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 do. Practice it that way. That's going to help you with overall continuity. It's really important, when you are separating those notes, obviously the air has to stop a little bit, but we don't want to have a feeling as though the music has stopped. The music is always going someplace. It's always coming away from someplace. There's always a rise and a fall somehow, even with an etude like this that is pretty jumpy. And again, I'll say I'm glad the tempo is where it is, because with an etude like this being so jumpy, if the tempo was faster, I think it would be actually fairly challenging. Be sure to check the dynamic contrasts that are asked for. We open forte, we end forte. In the middle, we're piano. But what else happens in the middle? We still have to play accents, right? There are some accents in there. So that's a challenging thing even for professionals to do well. Make sure we make sure we can hear accents even though we're playing fairly softly, okay? You do have some chances in this etude to practice catch breaths or sniff breaths, which are really important for horn players, brass players in general, but certainly for horn players. When you have the need to take a breath, particularly towards the end, I'm going to recommend that you take your breath at least 1/8 note before the end of a bar, rather than breathing right on a bar line. That's going to help your overall continuity. If you breathe on the bar line, it's a little bit harder for the listener to hear where you're going, where you're taking the phrase, or where you're coming away from, for example. So try to find a 16th rest where you can take a quick breath and have it be at least preceding the last 16th note in any given measure. Know that in an etude like this that jumps around a lot, you're going to chip probably a note or two in your audition, and you'll probably chip many as you practice, okay? And by the way, I think playing longer notes is going to help you to center and to really focus on where those jumpy notes are, okay? So that's a really important tip I gave you earlier on. So if you are chipping a note, if you're playing and you chip a note, it's so important that you just keep going. Yes, we hear it. We're not listening for it. We're not hoping that you chip notes as a judge, for example. But yeah, we're going to hear it, but it really doesn't take away from the overall great things you're doing otherwise. That's what we're really listening for. How good is your tone? Is it consistent? Are we hitting the accents? Are we keeping our notes in tune? All those things. I mean, you got to go fairly high and then fairly low. It's like an octave and a half range in the particular etude that you have. So those are just some things to kind of keep in mind. You're going to miss notes. That's just part of the process. And you just have to be comfortable with the fact that we're listening for your overall product, your overall quality. Any professional could easily tell you how, yes, it's frustrating to chip notes, but you have to keep going. That's really important. You'll have a chance to hear this etude by a former student at the University of Mary, a student of mine, Crystal, and I think you'll enjoy hearing her play this. So thank you for watching this, and if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to contact me at the University of Mary. Good luck.